Hello. So, number 4. What do you imagine? Is it a big number or small one? Does it predict some problems? Or it says, yay, everything is good? So, the same situation, gym floor, 4 seconds in plank, and you are ready to go and conquer all the world. Who have reached 4 minutes in plank? It's doable. I have never, of course. But you are struggling and dying. But there are a lady who did it more than 4 hours. So the unit change, the only thing that change is there, and your GIMP pic in the Instagram is completely different. Because it depends. So let's talk about context. And in today's context, I am more support rather than marketing. So, yeah. Why context matters, we already saw that. Let's talk a bit about how we use word context and 4 use cases where I will show you when you may want to need to change the context. So, why it matters? Get back to number 4. And in this case, we are going to the easy BI reporting world. So now we have a report. What we can see, that actually those are open bugs that were open yesterday for the dev team members. And we can see that for the Steve Davis in the first row, the situation is very good actually. Only 4 low priority bugs open. But for Duncan Snow, the situation is completely different. 4 highest bugs, and there are a lot of work to done. So the team lead or guys themselves can decide, okay, how we will split the work so the Duncan's 4 high priority bugs would be resolved as soon as possible. So the same number 4, even the same report, but completely different situations. Now, a bit about theoretical thinking, and actually we got quite a discussion in our support channel, how to define each of those terms. So this is average, or my take of those terms. So let's start with report context. I guess if you have reached support at any moment, then you would hear from a support consultant answering, okay, your numbers are wrong, but please describe in what context you calculated them, or give me the report definition so I see the context, how the report is created, how the numbers are calculated. So what makes the report context? It's everything that you have selected in the report. Pages, rows, columns. The whole design of the report, values, dimensions in rows also says about what hierarchy is selected in the rows, what members are selected. The same for dimensions in columns, and in page filters, of course, what filters are applied to the whole report. And this is also the answer to my colleague Jānis Vanaks from yesterday, where there are empty paint buckets, because, well, those paint buckets define the context. And this is from documentation that all selected values in rows, columns, and pages form the report context. And while we had a discussion if the measure is a part of context or measure is calculated in context, I would say that at least each measure have different meaning, and it changes how you see the numbers. So for open tickets, or for tickets created yesterday, or for hours spent, those are different things. And each cell is calculated separately, which is important when we get back to this report. The report context is the same for the whole report. The same dimensions, the same selections. But each cell is calculated in the current context because we take into account each particular user and each particular priority. And there are cases when we talk about default context, it means that the dimension is selected in all level member or default member, or the dimension is not used in the report at all. This is the same, actually, if the dimension is not selected or selected in the report in all level. The measure is calculated in the default context against this dimension. And if everything is selected in all level, then we can talk about grand total, and then we usually say how many issues are in the cube. When everything is in all level, then we will see how many issues are imported in the cube for measure issues created. Okay, so just summarizing, we have report context that shapes the report. We have current context that's actually an effect for each cell, and this is a part where we can change, we can modify calculations with MDX and change that. And there is also default context when any dimension is in all level member. Okay, so far so good. Now let's talk about changing context, and I will stick with number 4. And we will have 4 use cases. I will show on them how to do that and when to do that. But this is a not complete list, of course. Just we have 20 minutes to go. First, I want to again try to draw some lines. What is changing context? I asked help for Ask Assistant, our general AI assistant, which is my first tool to reach the documentation. And actually, it gives a pretty good answers, not by quoting documentation, but by explaining it and use assistant from homepage. So changing context means replacing the report context for a specific measure with a different dimension members. Actually, we say, for this calculation, do not use what is selected in the report. Instead, use this particular member we want to. Okay, now to practical use cases. I would say the easiest one is to understand is when you want to calculate some percentages from a total. Let's say resolved bugs from all resolved issues. We can get, using issue type dimension and measure issues resolved, we can get all resolved bugs or issues resolved in an issue type default context and bugs resolved when we apply issue type bugs. But how to say, and if we want to get this percentage, we just have to divide resolved bugs by all resolved issues or all issues with issue type default context. And how to apply both those conditions in one cell. So the bug filter is for numerator, and the default context is for divisor. Tuples. Thank you, Janis, that you explained tuples. If you haven't heard about them or want to know more, go to Learning Center. There are beautiful learning lessons about that. But tuples are the main tools. Tuples is the main tool when we want to change context in some measure because of what Janis already told, the last line, that anything that you have not mentioned in tuple, any dimension, inherits the report context, or we can use it in, for our case, any mentioned dimension, change the context for the member. And we can change it to default context or any other member. So this third rule is the reason why we can change the context using tuples. So we need to get this total issues resolved when we have selected already issue type bugs, but we need to get this total. We will use this default member which calls, which is MDX function that returns the default member of a dimension. And it's very handy for this situation. So we have, let's see. Yeah, we have a report where we have filtered by bugs, and we want to create a measure that returns all resolved issues, regardless of what is selected in the issue type dimension. So we create a tuple, add this measure, and then we add the dimension. As issue type can have more hierarchies, we have to say that we select default member from this hierarchy and add it there. So when we change issue type, all resolved issues does not change. So now we can create our percentage calculation where we divide this changing issues resolved, which is under the report context, by the total value. So you will definitely, not definitely, but I suppose you will use AI Assistant. I'm showing that just for you to understand what the AI Assistant might do and to understand where to look for those changed contexts. And the AI Assistant already will give you with all intents and beautifully formatted calculation formula. I did it manually. So I knew that Raimons will watch this presentation, and he's very picky when you do not write with correct intentions. And I know that I will have one, yeah! Yeah. So you have to set formatting. I re-recorded 5 times because I always forgot to set formatting. So we can get this calculation, and now we have bugs resolved. If we changed, what happens if we change the issue type in the page filters, we will get percentage of, to stories, we will get stories, percentage of stories resolved. If we change to any other, then we will get this issue type percentage, because context applies on the numerator, but divisor is in default context. Okay, the second case is more, in a sense, more complex because it asks you to understand how each measure and dimension interact with each other. I guess those who work with test reports knows it the best. And if you want to talk about that, go to Zane and Roberts and any other support consultant. But there are situations when measure and dimension, yeah, they have relationships, and you want to change it in a report. I would say the simplest example is when you want to use measure from work logs, hours spent, and let's say issues resolved together in the report, and want to filter by users. Let's say a productivity report that shows last year results, but shows for projects, resolved work, and logged hours. And you want to filter by those 4 people, dev team we had in the very first example. And what to do? Because what is the problem? Our spend comes from work logs, and we have a dimension logged by, where we have users, while issues resolved relates to assignee dimension. And which dimension to apply to filter by users. And let's see again a small video. What happens if nothing happens? Yeah. What happens if you apply logged by users filter? I have calculated member dev team, and issues resolved becomes empty. If we apply assignees, the same dev team, issues resolved has value, but our spend changes because our spend are differently calculated for logged by and assignees. What we can do, we can apply, we can use drill into dimension and apply this context directly to each particular measure. This is one of the rare cases when you can use UI standard options to get to this result. So right now, our spend is for dev team from logged by dimension, and issues resolved is limited by dev team from the assignee dimension. Of course, you have to ensure that those are the same users. What if you want to keep the filters when you have this drill into dimension? You do not have possibility to change if you select this report in the dashboard as using page filters. Then you can do something similar as we looked in the previous example. You can say, when you use issues resolved dimension, ignore selection in logged by dimension. When you see our spend measure, ignore what is selected in assignee. So you create two new measures where you set the default context for the one of dimensions and select those new measures in the report and apply your filters. Of course, it's a bit twisted solution, but it might work. Okay, the third example. Sometimes you need measures that work in different contexts and doesn't change. Let's say if you want to find the first activity in a project, you would look for the first transition to any of in-progress statuses. So somebody started to work. It doesn't matter which person it was, the priority of the task, or who was the reporter. You just need the very first date when something significant happened in the project. So again, we can use our favorite tuples. This is the best construction, I would say. Roberts will defy me probably in his presentation, no? Well. So we will combine in a tuple transition to status first date, which is a standard measure, and transition status category in progress. Okay, let's see how it looks in the report. We can again look a short movie. Yeah. We add this measure to the report. I already created that with the formula, and everything looks fine. We can see that one project started in October 20, and the another in October 19. The all project level returns the very first date, so October 22. But we changed time, and the project activity started also changes because the measure is calculated in the context. We changed other page filters, and the project start date changes again because we used measure in the calculation, and this measure reacts to the report context. What to do? We already know our solution. Let's add everything as in a default context. Time in a default context, status definitely in a default context, assignee in default context, everything is good. But tomorrow someone comes and adds the third, fourth, or fifth page filter. And again, our measure doesn't work. What to do? Ta-da! We need, instead of the blacklist, where we say, do not use this, we want to invent a whitelist where we say, do use this. So we use a default context function with a little help from AI assistant. I defined it. Is a function that returns the current tuple result, saying that for other dimensions, it will use default level. For any other dimension which is not mentioned in the tuple, it will use default context, whatever is selected in the report. So let's see how it goes with our project activity. First date, we define a new measure where we now use this default context. It has its own brackets, and we add a tuple inside. And we say, OK, use that. So now it looks only on the project itself. I forgot the formatting. No, it looks only on the project. Only on the issue transition status. Sorry, but we missed to add a project. So the result of the calculation returned everything the same because it ignored project, because we didn't include there. So now we have to include the project. So we look for the first date of each selected project or project current member, current hierarchy member, project current selection. And now, again, each project has its different date. And if we change page filters, this last column doesn't change. If we change any other filters, it also doesn't change. So default context is a way how to use it. And now we have the last example. When you have imported data from other sources additionally to your issue cube. Yesterday, Martin showed us how to do a custom data mapping. This is similar but different. For instance, if you want to import budget information for projects, the same mapping screen, but in this time we do not create our own new dimensions, but we map this new measure to existing issue cube dimensions, to project dimension, to time dimension, and to measures. So we say that for this year, Project Alpha has budget 800. For next year, it has 700, etc. Not 100, but 1,000. So, and we get imported this budget measure. Here, we have added and calculated from existing information spent amount, which is our spend multiplied by some rate. And we combined budget and spend to some percentage calculation, how much in percentage-wise is spent from the budget. The calculation is there. So, the last movie. Yeah, everything looks nice. We filtered by project, everything looks nice. But we add other filters, and everything goes away. Why? Because issue type dimension is not mapped to this budget information, and therefore budget and all related measures disappear. We know the solution, default context. Let's use that also for the budget. And what we need to budget be calculated in the context of those two dimensions where the budget is mapped to. So we use the measured budget. And then we add all those dimensions from mapping. And we add them in a current selection. What is selected in the report, we use that value. So we use project current hierarchy member and time current hierarchy member. OK. Add to the report, and everything looks nice. And we add some filters, and spend from budget disappears. Why? Because we haven't used the correct measure there. So we change the not beautifully written calculation, but we changed to the correct measure. Yeah, it was attempt. I discussed with myself to change formatting, but no. And yeah, we changed something, and now the calculation works. So, wrapping up, Jānis started. Jānis finished earlier, so I had less stress on my presentation. So, what to take home? Every measure is calculated in the context. So whenever you think why this number returns 8, I want 5, look for a context. Why? What is around? The first thing, look around what is selected in the report rows, columns, etc. And then go deeper, because look for further calculations. If this is a measure, is calculated measure, look how each particular part of this calculated measure reacts to this report context. Because as you saw from the last example, the measure reacts on the context in the same way, whether it's displayed in the report directly or used in calculations. Context can be changed. It allows us to create very different reports, learn tuples. This is the first thing to learn. And remember, default member and default context, blacklist and whitelist, if you want to change something in the calculations. And a cheat sheet when to use one or another. Default member, if you know which dimension to set to the default context, and default context if you do not know which future filters you will use, or as soon as you have imported a measure with a narrow context to work anywhere. So, this is definitely the end of my story. So, is for a big or small number?